Jonathan Van-Tam. So, Professor Van-Tam.
Jonathan Van-Tam.
JVT.
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 JVT. JVT. Do you want to add anything?
Yeah, thank you, Prime Minister. This whole concept is a bit like a hose pipe in your garden with a tap at one end, and when you turn that tap off, water still comes out the hose pipe for a few seconds before it dies down. And if everyone in a certain area turns on their sprinkler in the garden at the same time, the water pressure will go down for a while. Follow the guidance, don't tear the pants out of it, and don't go further than the guidance actually says. So this is like, getting to the end of a playoff final, it's gone to penalties, the first player goes up, scores the goal. You haven't won the cup yet, but what it does is it tells you that the goalkeeper can be beaten. This to me is like a train journey where you're standing on the station, it's wet, it's windy, it's horrible, and 2 miles down the tracks, 2 lights appear and it's the train, and it's a long way off. We're at that point at the moment. Then we hope the train slows down safely to get into the station, and then the train stops. And at that point the doors don't open. The guard has to make sure it's safe to open the doors. And when the doors open, I hope there's not an unholy scramble for the seats. The JCVI has very clearly said which people are going to need the seats most, and they are the ones who should get on the train first. I think the mum test is very important here. My mum is 78, she'll be 79 shortly, and I've already said to her, Mum, make sure when you're called you're ready. Be ready to take this up. This is really important for you because of your age, and just be ready to be called. It's brilliant news, absolutely brilliant. It's the second penalty now. That's also gone into the back of the net, so we're starting to feel in a better position. The train has now slowed down safely. It has now stopped in the station and the doors have opened. This is a complex product with a very fragile cold chain. It's not a yoghurt that can be taken out of the fridge and put back in multiple times. It's like having a spring in a box and you've got the lid on. Now you can take the lid off a little, but you haven't disconnected the spring or broken the spring in any way. If you take the lid right off, the spring's still under tension, off it will go again. Do I believe that we are now on the glide path to landing this plane? Yes, I think I do. Do I accept that sometimes when you're on the glide path, you can have a side wind and that the landing is not, totally straightforward, it's totally textbook? Of course, and this is the real science world that we live in. But yes, I think we're on the glide path. Over.